This is Animus, and I am Aftermath, and today I am joined by the skilled graphic designer, Turul. How you doing, Turul?
Good. Thanks for having me. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Now, avid podcast listeners probably know that Turul has been on here before. He has, in fact, been on episodes, let me just check real quick, episodes 16, 24, and 44. Episode 16 was the subreddit mod one, episode 24 was Turul's actually own episode as a guest, and episode 44 was Empire. So, if you want to hear a little bit more of Turul, this episode will be just a bit of a taste, and you can go listen to those past episodes for a bit more information. Turul, what are you doing at the moment?
What am I doing at the moment? Well, I work, so I'm an interface designer. So I do that, and I just finished up playing Tomb Raider, the
Nice.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is actually really good. Have you played the Tomb Raiders at all? Like the recent
No,
ones?
not yet. Maybe when the sequel of the reboot comes to PS4, I'll check them both out, I think.
Yeah, so they're both like the second this newer one, Rise of the Tomb Raider, is much better than the other one, but the other one was really good too. But like if you enjoy like the Uncharted collection at all, like
Mm.
it has a lot of like stealthy aspects to it, and the whole tomb raiding thing. I kind of tweeted about this sometimes like a couple days ago, was like some of the cool stuff about that's in Tomb Raider. You can actually find in some of the older Assassin's Creed games, like the tombs themselves. And I remember in AC Brotherhood there was a set of tombs that you were able to. They were kind of like puzzles, and you had to figure out your way through them and how to move through them to get the treasure laying at the end. So yeah, it's pretty good. That's what I've been doing.
I also understand that you're
Um,
currently making over the Assassin's Creed subreddit. How is that going?
Yeah, well, I guess we're making it around. I don't know. I'm just kind of. So we, one of our mods actually just left, and he was very skilled with CSS, which is the primary like language that you use to manipulate the way that the subreddit looks. And so I had actually been wanting to kind of make some changes to things, and once he left, I was like, oh well, maybe I should probably get on that and try and learn
Hmm.
more since he's gone. So I've been trying to kind of learn some of the basics of it and trying to make some changes, kind of trying stuff out. I'm not really sure where we're totally headed with it. Um, Actually, one of our users, McKeisenberg, is that how you say
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so he's actually had this really cool idea about bringing in a lot of the UI from AC Syndicate, and so he had all these like pretty cool ideas about like bringing in background types and maybe making the subreddit more like darker instead of having like a white background. Maybe there's like a dark background with white text, and so there was just a lot of cool stuff that I've been thinking about doing. And so yeah, if you see something change, don't freak out, and if you see something break, try not to freak out and tell us that it's
Hmm.
broken.
Yeah.
And we'll fix it. But yeah, we're kind of stumbling my way through it, but we'll figure it out. It'll be all right.
Speaking of all this makeover and things, I really like the banner you just changed.
Oh yeah, to Nikolai.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
for this actually leads into my first news story. For anyone who does not know, this week on Tuesday, Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia, the third and final Chronicles game in the original Chronicles trilogy, will be released, and so Turul made a banner focusing on Nikolai, of course, who is the assassin who is the focus of the Fall, the Chain, and now Chronicles Russia, and that looks really great.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the Fall and the Chain, and I put a post up and I was asking everybody, what would you like to see on the banner? Because I'm not exactly sure what to do with it. And then people were like, oh yeah, the Russia's coming out, and I didn't even know it was coming out that soon. Like it had been like a year between China and then India, and then all of a sudden Russia comes out like a month later. So I actually kind of stuck up on me. So I haven't even finished China, and I do not own India at this point. But we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I like Nikolai a lot. I think he's pretty badass.
Hopefully, Chronicles Russia won't ruin his character for everyone.
Yeah, I think it will be okay.
So that's coming out Tuesday, available on digital platforms. I believe once that's out, then they'll be releasing a physical copy of all 3 Chronicles games as well, so you can buy all
Really?
3 in a bundle. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that should be fun. So that's happening Tuesday. What else is in the news? Oh, they're also doing a launch live stream for that in celebration with Andy, aka Isco Blades, and UB Gabe, from my understanding, will be doing a launch live stream focusing on Chronicles Russia at 3 p.m. Eastern, February 9th. That is this Tuesday. So make sure you go check that out and go support them, go say hi and all that stuff.
Yeah, man. I feel like they haven't been streamed as much as I remember Unity having a ton of streams. Do you remember that? Like, is that the same thing?
So with Unity, they had streams every single week. They had a Rogue stream, they had a Unity stream, and then they had a community stream each and every week. And I think those were on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, respectively, every single week. And that went on all the way up until the summer from launch. But they're not doing that this year. They're just doing it like once a month-ish. They're doing
maybe they are just like the stream, like I'm sure they wanted to keep doing them because I think they had a lot of fun, but maybe there's like had to do with the budget, or maybe just the marketing plan changed, or
maybe it wasn't getting the kind of reception they were looking for.
Yeah, just maybe wasn't pulling enough viewers, and it's like they don't want to have to rely too much on giving stuff away, because then it's not really about the game at all or the community. It's just about people trying to get free things, and so I guess I can understand it.
And I've noticed that with these streams that they've been doing this season, they've been fewer and far between, but they're also much more high quality with an actual set and things like that.
Yeah, I know they got that new blue room.
Yeah,
blue. Yeah.
And so I guess it could be a bit of a quality over quantity situation as well.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
In other news,
I miss those streams. They're fun.
Yeah, they definitely were, although I didn't see them most weeks because they do it in the middle of the day for my time zone, so I was at school. I don't even get to see these ones either because right now, because of daylight savings time, it's actually it's not bad. But I still only catch the very, very end of them. So I usually just watch the VODs afterwards.
Yeah. And you can pretend that you're talking to people on chat. Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'm myself.
Now, speaking, we mentioned him just a second ago, but McEisenberg actually released an improved version of his crossover AC logo thing, where it has every single AC logo kind of stand on top of each other. What did you think of that? I really liked it.
I thought it was a cool idea. I think it's pretty, and I thought it was well executed. That's something that I put a lot of importance on in design, is something to be well executed. And I think he did a good job of putting it together. It looks, it looks well crafted, and it looks like it's like it was well thought out, like it wasn't just kind of done like a 15-minute thing. So I thought it was really great. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I really, in particular, of the variations you created, I really like the dark logo on the light background. Really, really good stuff. You can find that. He made the post. It's titled Assassin's Creed Hybrid Logo Design, so definitely go check that out.
Yeah, I think I could make that could make a cool shirt. I can't really get away with wearing video game shirts anymore, but he would make a cool shirt.
Yeah, definitely. I heard he's looking into that and stuff. I hear McCage's got some big plans. Well, in the comments, someone mentioned this could be a great show, and he was like, "Oh, maybe I'll look into that." So that should be fun if that does become a thing.
Maybe we should ask Ubisoft to be cool with it.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the issue.
T-shirts are a mess because I've since I'm a designer, I've done T-shirts for friends and organizations and stuff, and it can get tricky because most of the time everybody just wants to like rip off of an idea or something, or just put something that they don't own on a shirt. like
Yeah.
you've probably seen like the Run DMC like kind of spin-offs that everyone does.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are like actually pretty illegal, and so like you have to be pretty
yeah.
careful about what you put on a t-shirt and who you're giving it to. So
Yeah. So that would be an issue, but it'll be interesting to see if that goes anywhere. So that
hey,
should be
yeah,
good.
I think that would be pretty cool. So good
Yeah.
luck to him.
Uh, the Assassin's Creed Identity announcement trailer came out this week for real this time, and it gave us a release date. I need to find the release date because I forgot to check that and put that in my notes. Um,
Oh yeah, so I actually have a funny story about that. So I didn't even know what that was.
oh yeah,
So I saw a tweet like Assassin's Creed Identity revealed, and I was like, "Holy crap! They already revealed another game for like this year, or is this the
yeah,
Egyptian game?" And I thought this was like a full release, and I was like, "What is going on?" So then I go on the subreddit, and I assume somebody's already got a post up, and I'm looking for it, and I'm just like, "What? What is this? Am I the only one who saw this?"
yeah.
But turns out it's a smaller game.
Smaller mobile game. It's been out in Australia and New Zealand for the past year. Just check the release date now. Coming out February 25th for the rest of the planet. So Australia and New Zealand have had it for a while. It takes place it appears to be Renaissance Italy. For the screenshots we've seen, it also looks like maybe it goes to something like Constantinople, but we know that it goes to Rome and it goes to Florence. So that should be cool. I'm not really sure what we're expecting from that, but it appears to just run the AC2 engine on mobile. So
Really?
it
Huh.
looks like it, at least. It looks identical to AC2, just like with less detail.
Yeah. Does it look like those like Game Boy games? No, no, they weren't like those PSP games, those PSP type
Like
Bloodlines or whatever.
the DS one as well. It
Yeah.
kind of looks similar to those. I don't really like to play actual, like, kind of big budget games on my phone, so I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, the like that's the big problem with mobile, which they've pretty much everyone's figured out by now, is you can't take a big game and put it on like a phone, and you can't necessarily take a big game and put it on like a PSP. It just doesn't first of all, it loses it's like going to see like a Star Wars movie, but like watching it on like on a tablet or something. Like it just loses a lot of the atmosphere that you get from it being in a big format. But the real problem is like the input is like
Yeah,
you can't
terrible.
use your thumb as a thumb thing. It just doesn't work at
You
all.
can't
So
do dual analog sticks, like, which appears this is going to be because it's a third-person action RPG. Well, I'm not calling it an action RPG. The description's calling it an action RPG, but it is third person. You run around and stuff like that. It looks like an actual Assassin's Creed game, but there's no controller for it, or keyboard or
gosh.
anything. It's just like, no thanks, really. I'm not all that interested. I'm probably going to download it, maybe check it out a little bit, and then delete it probably.
how much? So is it? I assume you have to pay for this because this is not a free to play game,
I don't
right?
actually know. I thought it was free.
Is it?
If it is free, then it must have microtransactions. I don't
We
know.
are bad. We are bad Assassin's Creed fans. We don't even know what this game is.
Uh,
What is this game?
yeah, they
Is
haven't
it
even told us a whole
MOBA?
bunch. It's it's like, like,
Oh wow. Okay, that was cool. He did like a Witcher type spin thing where his sword lit up and then he put out an AoE and knocked everybody down. Okay, okay. That's kind of cool.
1 second. Let me just look this up real quick. I'm pretty sure the UB blog had Assassin's Creed Identity is on its way to the iOS App Store on February 25th, 2016. This action RPG assigns players the task of solving the mystery of the crows through a series of story missions and quests. To
Oh
complete
yes,
their
the
mission,
crows.
players will have to navigate through various cities of the Italian Renaissance and some of their most famous landmarks with a variety of control options, including touch to move, dual virtual sticks, or with a gamepad.
I mean, this looks like pretty impressive for being on a phone. Like this
Yeah.
is PS2, like better than this is like almost looks like almost 360 quality visuals. Like if you had like something between a PlayStation 2 and a 360, I guess it's probably where it might end up. But it looks really good. But I like we were talking about, like how are you going to use the thumbsticks on
Mhm.
it just doesn't work good.
Additionally, Assassin's Creed Identity gives the opportunity to create a brand new novice assassin from one of four classes: Berserker, Shadowblade, Trickster, or Thief. As players, as players progress through the game, so will their assassin. Assassin's Creed Identity will be available on February 25th and will require iOS 7 and an iPad 3 or later model, or an iPhone 5 or later model. Stay tuned for an upcoming Q&A with the game's creative director. They'll be released on February 3rd.
You know, like I think
That's already out. Shit.
this is actually pretty interesting because they like have this class system, but like the game itself, I don't think it's like particularly interesting. But I think about why they're making this game, and I think it's like a proof of concept. Like what I'm thinking is like maybe somebody within Assassin's Creed was like, okay, we need to kind of evolve on on this game because I think we've all kind of come to realize like it's starting to get stale. Like when you get 9 games in or how many we're in, it needs to evolve. But maybe somebody had an idea for this and they couldn't make it on a big. They didn't want to make it on a big budget scale or something, or they just wanted to figure out how it would work. And so it looks like they reused maybe some assets and stuff, and took stuff that they already had built out, and then kind of tried to iterate on that. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain what's going on with this. I'll have to check it out for myself, but it definitely looks like some people said it looks super unique and stuff. I'm just like, it looks like reused assets to me.
No, it's just totally like I would be like I would feel like it would be a major major waste of time and resources for them to build all these assets again when they are exactly the same as Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood. So like these have to be like reused assets.
It has been out for a year though,
Yeah, true.
already for some people. So
Were you in New Zealand when this came out?
no, I wasn't.
No.
No,
Oh, what a real bummer.
not that I would be playing it for much anyway. It doesn't even look like the kind of game that I would play. Let
really?
alone to play a game that was on my phone. I don't usually do that very much.
All right.
The trailer itself is kind of cool. Like, he switches between being a modern day assassin, playing a game on his phone, and being in the Italian Renaissance with like armor and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
But it's live action and doesn't really show any gameplay except for a single leap of faith, which is kind of annoying. But show me some more. Convince me of yourself. I want to see some more of this.
I'm wondering why was this out in Australia and New Zealand for a year,
Yeah.
and now they're just what's going on? Like what I don't know why.
It seems like they were doing it like an alpha kind of release where they tested it out. And I guess they thought that Australia and New Zealand would be the smallest Western market that they could get.
Yeah. Huh, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, let's just give the colony of criminals all the games first. That's fair.
Yeah. So no Android release date just yet, but it was interesting that it was also on iPad, which you don't often see for iPhone games because there's such a difference in like size of the screen and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that worked, but I guess I'll check it out. There was also related directly to this, and not on my notes, there was actually an update to Assassin's Creed Pirates this week, focusing on the Chinese New Year.
Oh, okay. I have not played that at all, so I don't really have a context for that. I've seen it. Kind of looks like it's just like ship combat, basically.
Yeah.
From like AC4, but like simplified a little bit.
I played it a ton for there, but it's like I played it a ton for a bit, and Ubisoft Paris is doing a great job of keeping it updated. It's like insane that they're still updating it like every few months after all this time. It's been out since AC4 released, and they're still updating it. That's 2 more AC games that are out. It's a ton of fun, although once you get into the later stages, it's a bit grindy. So that was what made me stop it, because it also sucks the battery life like nothing else. So that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a pretty good game other than that, though.
Well, I mean, that kind of sounds like all kind of mobile games, right? It's like it's got a good kind of like hook to it that like you can just replay for a while, but eventually you get burned out. Like the man reminds me of a game like Threes, which is like a really good mobile game, but like eventually you just stop playing it because you just get burned down on it. But so I mean, that's cool that they're still supporting it. I think that's cool. Good for them.
Yeah. I like to see support it though. In other news,
Let's see that.
Mr. Loomer, who we've had on the podcast a few times, a good friend of us.
I've never heard of him.
Brilliant. He is collecting questions for his Paul Amos podcast. Paul Amos, of course,
that's right.
Playing Jacob Fry in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So make sure you go leave some questions for him on the YouTube video.
Yeah, that'll be good. I assume all the questions will be like, does Jacob like girls or boys?
Yeah.
I feel like half those questions are going to be
I think that half the questions have also been, who's a good horse?
Oh, God.
Of course, I don't think Loomer's going to take half of those questions and actually ask him, but I think that kind of shows
Well,
the
I mean,
quality of the
maybe he
comments.
should. Maybe he should let's just go all in on this.
Unfiltered, just like ask all the questions everyone wants to hear.
No, just ask him, who's a good horse? Pretty much the only question.
Yeah,
the whole
just
time.
be a 30-second podcast, and he just has to say "you are," and then never leave again because he's just like, screw this. The Super Bowl is this weekend. Who are you rooting for, Turul?
I'm rooting for the Panthers. So I live in Columbus, Ohio, and the school I went to, the college I went to, is Ohio State. And so, if you don't know who they are, they have a really good football program, and a lot of their players go to the NFL. So the Panthers have 4 Ohio State players on it, and Denver only has 1. And I don't care about either of these teams, so I root for the one where I know more of the people on it.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, Panthers. Go Panthers. Go Panthers.
Are you gonna watch the game?
Yeah. There's a party going on with a bunch of people from work that I'll be going to, so have a lot of your typical Super Bowl foods. Or sorry, we can't say the Super Bowl. The big game. I think we're not legally allowed to say the Super Bowl. I just said it again. Sorry. The big game.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Have to censor that now.
good. Is this your second or third?
This will be the first Super Bowl I actually watch.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I think this is going to be the second one that I've actually been within the United States for, but the first one I watched. So yeah, that should be cool.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking about rooting for the Broncos simply because they're geographically closer to me.
You know what? If I was you, that's what I would do, because to me, Arizona and Colorado they're next to each other, probably. They're somewhere.
Close enough.
In the same. I guess I'm kind of near the Carolinas. It's not
East Coast. Ish.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah. I mean, I'm technically a Browns fan, but I enjoy watching them lose anyways, because they're comically bad, and everything that can go wrong does go wrong for the Browns. So, yeah.
All right, that's
yeah,
good.
it'll be good. What do you doing stuff like you got a party you're going to or something like that? Or
no real party. Just the family's going to be watching it, so it's going to be cool.
I assume people know what it is in New Zealand, right?
Yes, we know that the Super Bowl is the big American football game. But other than that, I don't think anyone from New Zealand could tell you much more than that, though.
Do you guys watch the commercials, at least?
On YouTube.
On YouTube, okay. I mean, you get pretty much what you need out of it, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in our final news story this week, Twitter is making a whole bunch of changes. Most people appear to not like it. Have you heard about these, Troll?
I just saw something about this today, and I don't know what Twitter's like, what they're thinking, or I don't know. Go and explain it for everybody.
So, for anyone who does not know, a few weeks ago, it was announced that they may be switching from the 140 character limit in a tweet, which is arguably what made Twitter famous to begin with, to a 10,000 character limit tweet, which is about the size of the average essay. And so that caused a whole bunch of uproar. They still haven't implemented that, so I'm not entirely certain where that is right now. But then, yesterday night, as of recording this, so I guess 2 days ago for anyone listening, they announced that they're also making another change. They're going to be switching to what they call an algorithmic situation for Twitter timelines. So you won't see every single tweet in order of time and date posted. You will instead see them based on it. They just said what people like. So I guess it would likes and retweets will determine what you see and when. And that's caused quite the uproar, given that it's basically just turning into Facebook.
Yeah, and like everybody's like, this happens all the time with every piece of software. Is the maker will make a change that is dramatic or not very dramatic, and usually there's some sort of response from the audience that is like, don't do that, like, what are you doing, you're ruining it, like, this is awful, like with everything, right?
Yeah.
So like part of me is like that, like, what are you doing, Twitter? Like, just give me the tweets in the order that they come in and it'll be fine. And I like Twitter the way it is. I don't like Facebook, but I still have to have it because everyone else also has one. But I don't know. I assume that they have a bunch of giant servers full of data that say this will help our user engagement and will increase our stock price. So yeah. I assume
it's been rolled out to a few test users. They haven't given us kind of scale, but they've just said testers have been using it for the last few weeks, and apparently it's been good. So yeah, I'm not entirely certain. Oh, and also they made one other change, which I forgot to mention. They changed the star favorites to likes, which is hard, and that caused
I mean, that's whatever. That's like, who cares? It's like superfluous. Like make it into an acorn or something. I don't care. It does the same thing.
Yeah.
But like I think it'll be. I'm sure we'll be fine. No one's just gonna stop using Twitter like right off the bat. Like if Twitter is gonna die, it won't be because of this. It'll be death by 1,000 cuts. They'll do a 5 other things that will also make it slightly worse or perceived as slightly worse than it did before. So I don't know. I think it'll be fine. I mean, I don't mind having them like bring up a tweet that, like, putting tweets that are potentially more interesting than other tweets that aren't. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but how are they going to figure that out though? That's the real question.
Some really smart math guy talk to another really smart math guy, and I don't know. I mean, I assume it'll just be like number of views or number of retweets or number of favorites, and as long as they don't do things like they keep doing this stupid thing where they bring in like a tweet or a profile that other people follow or that I don't currently follow, and they shove it in my thing. And then they're like, "Oh, you should follow this person." Like, and then I always have to click on it because I don't want it to be there. I close it, and they're like, "Do you like this?" And I, no, stop. Yeah. I wish I could put in a little message and say, "Please stop shoving people into my feed that I don't know. I don't want to know them. I know too many people as it is."
I watched 2 movies this week. I just want to know.
Oh, yeah.
I watched, actually, funnily enough, both Vietnam movies. I watched Apocalypse Now, and I also watched Full Metal Jacket. Both for the first time. Have you seen these movies?
Okay, so I know of Apocalypse Now, and I know of the famous scene where the helicopters come in and the sun. I know like parts of it. So not really. I haven't seen it. Full Metal Jacket, I've seen about halfway through. I saw like pretty much the entire. I saw all of the part where they're like pre-Vietnam, where they're in
the boot camp,
right? And so like that movie starts out as like a comedy.
Yeah,
but it goes places that you were just like, oh my, what movie was I watching? And so I stopped for some reason. I stopped watching when they got into like Vietnam. Other than that, I have some knowledge of those movies. I haven't really seen them. I've been watching a lot of the Oscar stuff lately.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to get it?
What do I think is going to get it?
Yeah, who do you think is going to get Best Picture? at the Oscars?
I probably The Revenant's gonna get it. I feel like there's a lot of momentum for that right now.
Do you think that Leo's going to get Best Actor?
Every year I say he is, he doesn't. So I don't know what to like. Like, can they just give him a pity one? Like, could they give him a participation medal? It'd just be like, you tried. With that, like, have you seen that? What's that? What's the? I see it on Reddit all the time. People post a picture. It's like it's a gold star, and it says "You tried."
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah.
I'll send him a letter with that picture on it. You tried.
Well, he did get the SAG award for Best Actor. So,
Yeah.
and it's been, I think it's happened very, very few times where the SAG award hasn't gone to the same person as the Best Actor Oscar.
It hasn't, or it has.
It hasn't gone. It hasn't. I can't speak English. Very, very
We watched
often.
New Zealand, so
Very, very often it coincides. So, very, very often, whoever gets the Best Actor for the SAG also gets the Best Actor for Oscar.
Okay.
So a lot of people are betting on him finally getting it.
I mean, I still think he should have got it for Wolf of Wall Street, but that's
Yeah, but it seems like it's not like Leo has done bad performances when he's missed out. It's just that he's been up against people who have done better performances.
I know,
and
yeah.
people don't think it's
I mean,
the same situation this year.
I want him to win. Like, I also kind of want like the idea of Peyton Manning winning the Super Bowl because it'd be like a nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I also really like the idea of Leonardo DiCaprio never actually winning an Oscar.
It would be like
I find it amusing.
Peter O'Toole is another legendary actor who never got an Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, what's whatever. Like, I don't know. Awards are awards. They're kind of arbitrary as is. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't. If I was him, I wouldn't really worry about it. But what do you think of those two? Vietnam? Are you studying Vietnam in school or something? Or are you just like,
I actually am, yes, but
Okay.
both of those movies were legendary to my dad when he was a kid. So the reason
when
I
he was
watched
a kid,
these.
like, yeah.
The reason I watched these was because my dad wanted to watch them with me, and also we're going to be watching Apocalypse Now in class in a few weeks' time, and my dad wanted me to watch it like in our home theater for the first time I saw it,
nice.
instead of like in a crowded classroom.
Yeah.
So, because it's
Respect
a
it.
bit more insane. So yeah, I really enjoyed them. I thought I'm still really, really confused by Apocalypse Now. Because you may have heard that it gets really fucking trippy towards the end.
Yeah, I heard something like that. Yeah.
Still really
I should
confused about
probably
that.
watch that. I should.
Full Metal Jacket was just artistically insane and just amazing. Everyone says that the boot camp half of the movie is always the best, and I definitely think it's the best from like entertainment view. But like the Vietnam half is more, I think, artistic in delivering a message.
Yeah.
Of course, classic Kubrick with that. And it's also, the Vietnam half is also, of course, more monotonous, more boring, a lot of people say. But, of course, I think that Kubrick was just trying to say that sometimes war is boring.
I mean, that kind of... I'm totally cool if like something is quote unquote boring. I don't always have to be laughing or being excited by things. That's why I mean a lot of the films that get Best Picture in like the Oscars are not like these hilarious movies or really exciting movies. They're generally really well done, really well acted, really well written films, and they're usually about something pretty important. So yeah, so I wouldn't really worry about being like, oh, this is boring. I don't like it.
Yeah. To wrap up, is there anything else you want to mention for the podcast, Turul?
I feel like I want to talk a little bit about the modern day in Assassin's Creed, but I feel like we've already. I don't know what else to say. Is like, it's not good right now.
Yeah, you want to see it go back to more Assassin's Creed 3?
I want Desmond back. Well, not. I mean, maybe he's not actually dead. I don't know. My theory is he's like stuck in there, so he's not actually dead.
I like his dog version. I like the dog version.
Yeah, the dog. I mean, if they did the dog, like if you played as a dog, I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
Be down with playing as a dog.
All right.
But I don't know. Nothing too much.
This has been Animus, I'm Aftermath. That is Turul. Where can everyone find you and contact you and find your stuff, Turul?
On the great Twitter that everyone's going to leave next week, you can find me at AC_Turl if you're still there. If I'm still there, if anybody's still there, that's where you can find me. And I'm also on the subreddit. I'll be banning you.
Of course.
So
Brilliant.
stay away.
And make sure you keep an eye on the subreddit for all of the madness that Turul is currently inflicting upon us and watches everything breaks and then fixes itself and then breaks again 2 days later.
If it doesn't really break, it just...
I've broken it a few times, trust me.
Yeah.
While you try to do stuff, it's very easy to break everything.
No.
Yeah. So,
Fingers crossed.
this has been Amazon. I'm Aftermath. That's Turul. I'll see you all next week.
Inspired by the research of the great scientist Consus, I attempted to place Aita's mind into a stronger synthetic body.